The end of the world has happened before. Close your eyes and listen. Can you hear it? It does not begin with an explosion. It begins with a hum, a low vibrating frequency that starts deep within the earth, rattling the crystals on the table, disturbing the birds in the sky. Then the ground liquefies. The great towers of glass and light, monuments to a civilization far more advanced than our own, begin to buckle. The sky turns a color that has no name. And in a single terrifying night of fire and water, the greatest empire in human history simply vanishes. This is not a myth. This is a memory. For 40 years, Dolores Cannon hypnotized thousands of people. And when she took them to the deepest level of trance, they didn't just remember their childhoods. They remembered dying in Atlantis. They described the technology. They described the madness. But most importantly, they described the specific energetic mistake that caused their destruction. And here is the terrifying part. In her final years, Dolores began to notice a pattern. The descriptions of the final days of Atlantis began to look exactly like the news reports of the 21st century. The same genetic tampering, the same obsession with artificial intelligence, the same weather manipulation, and the same spiritual arrogance. We are not just approaching a shift. We are walking directly into an echo, a karmic blast radius that was set in motion 12,000 years ago. Today, we are opening the Atlantis file. We are going to overlay the map of the ancient fall onto the map of our modern world. We will reveal how the kill zones of Atlantis, the areas of total destruction, are reappearing right now on Earth as specific geographic and technological traps. This is an investigation into the crime scene of history. And the suspect is us. You have been told that history repeats itself. Today, we will show you exactly where the lightning is about to strike twice and how to ensure you are not standing at ground zero. To understand the danger we are in, we must first recover the black box from the crash site. For centuries, historians have treated Atlantis as a fable, a warning story told by Plato. But the superconscious, the source of Dolores Cannon's material, treats Atlantis as a historical fact, a civilization that reached a technological singularity. They did not just have electricity. They had mastery over zero-point energy. They used massive sentient crystals to power their cities, heal their bodies, and communicate telepathically. It was a utopia until the separation. Dolores's subjects described a split in the Atlantean society. On one side, the law of one, those who maintained spiritual purity. On the other, the Sons of Battle, a faction that became obsessed with materialism, genetic modification, and using the Great Crystal for power and warfare. Does this sound familiar? The Sons of Belial did not disappear when the waters rose. They reincarnated. The superconscious confirmed that the same soul group that engineered the destruction of Atlantis has returned en masse to Earth in this timeline. They are the architects of your modern technology. They are the leaders of your military-industrial complexes. They have returned to finish the experiment they started. And they have rebuilt their machine. The Internet is the new collective consciousness. Artificial intelligence is the new sentient crystal, and the kill zones are the places where this technology is being used to enslave rather than liberate the human soul. We are watching the season finale of a show that was cancelled 12,000 years ago, and the writers are using the same script. Where are these kill zones in Atlantis? The destruction was not uniform. There were epicenters. The blast radius was concentrated around the great power stations where the crystal energy was being corrupted. Dolores's work allows us to overlay that ancient map onto our modern geography. The resonance is undeniable. The first echo, the technological kill zone. In Atlantis, the center of the misuse of technology was the capital city of Pedia. This was where they tampered with the laws of nature, creating chimeas, human-animal hybrids, to use as slave labor. Today this energy is anchored in what you call Silicon Valley and the tech corridors of the West. Why is this a kill zone? Because the consciousness there is repeating the primary Atlantean error. The belief that intelligence is superior to spirit. Look at the agenda. The merging of man and machine. The obsession with immortality through data. The creation of a digital hive mind. This is not progress. It is a replay. The superconscious warned that these regions are becoming energetic vacuums. As the frequency of the Earth rises, these tech-dense zones are creating a counter-frequency of artificial materialism. It sucks the life force out of the human vessel. If you live in these zones, you can feel it. The somatic symptoms are specific. A metallic taste in the mouth, a constant low-level anxiety, and a feeling of being wired but tired. Your soul is trying to breathe in a digital vacuum. The second echo, the financial kill zone. In Atlantis, the corruption began when the energy which was free for all was monetized and controlled by the few. Today this echo vibrates in the financial hearts of New York City and London. These are the modern temples of the sons of Baal. This is a kill zone not just because of the potential for economic collapse, but because of the density of the karmic debt anchored there. The manipulation of resources creates a heavy dark gravity. As the new Earth frequency floods the planet, these structures of inequality are structurally unable to hold the light. They will fracture. The map shows these coastlines as highly volatile, not just geologically, but socially. The third echo, the genetic kill zone. This is global but concentrated in the laboratories and medical systems that view the human body as a product to be edited. The Atlanteans lost their connection to Source when they tried to upgrade the divine vessel. We are seeing this again. The push to alter human DNA to synthesize biology is the final red line. This is a kill zone for your sovereignty. Entering this system without discernment is to volunteer for the same fall that silenced the ancients. We must pause the investigation here to look closely at the weapon used in Atlantis. The Great Crystal was not just a power source. It was a hypnotic device. Dolores' subjects described how the population became addicted to the frequency the crystal emitted. It kept them in a state of mild euphoria, docile and suggestive. They stopped looking at the stars. They only looked at the light of the crystal. Look at your hand right now. What are you holding? The screen of your smartphone is made of crystal liquid crystal display LCD silicon chips. You are carrying a fragment of the Atlantean control grid in your pocket. The superconscious warned that the sons of Baal have perfected the delivery system. In Atlantis, the crystal was in the center of the city. Today, they have put the crystal into the palm of every human being. The scroll, the infinite feed of information, is designed to replicate the hypnotic pulse of the ancient 2-0 stone. It creates a feedback loop of dopamine that disconnects you from your own intuition. Every time you feel the compulsion to check your phone when you are bored, anxious, or lonely, you are responding to an ancient Atlantean programming. You are feeding the machine. This is the most dangerous kill zone of all because it is portable. It follows you into your bedroom. It follows you into the bathroom. It breaks the sanctuary of your own mind. If you cannot put the device down, if you feel panic when it is not near you, you are already in the blast radius. Recognizing this addiction is the first step to breaking the spell. How does the trap spring in Atlantis? The Great Crystal was tuned too high. The scientists in their arrogance pushed the energy beyond the capacity of the grid to hold it. It created a feedback loop, a resonance catastrophe. The crystal didn't just break. It shattered the tectonic plates. We are approaching a similar resonance catastrophe. But this time, the Great Crystal is the human collective consciousness. The incoming cosmic waves, the solar flares, the gamma bursts you are hearing about are turning up the voltage of the planet. The kill zones, the places of high technological and karmic density, are like the flawed glass. They cannot handle the voltage. We are going to see and are already seeing systems overloading, grid failures, mental health crises, social breakdown, sudden inexplicable violence. This is not random chaos. This is the physics of an overload. The kill zone is simply a place where the old wiring is burning out under the pressure of the new energy. If you are anchored in these zones physically or mentally, you become part of the circuit that blows. You do not need a history book to know if you are in an Atlantean kill zone. You have a detector. It is your body. Many of you are the reincarnated souls of the Law of One. You were there. You saw it fall. And your cellular memory remembers the frequency of the collapse. When you are in a modern kill zone, a dense city, a toxic corporate office, a manipulative relationship, your body reacts with PTSD of the soul. Do you feel a sudden irrational panic when the internet goes down? Do you feel a deep, inexplicable grief when you look at the ocean? Do you have a ringing in your ears that gets louder near high-tech centers? Do you feel a desperate urge to flee to the mountains even when everything seems fine? This is your inner warning system. It is the Atlantean survivor in you screaming. We have seen this movie before. We know how it ends. Get to high ground. Trust this instinct. It is not anxiety. It is intel. So, how do we break the cycle? How do we ensure that this time we do not fall with the towers? The superconscious was clear. You cannot stop the collapse of the old. It is a necessary composting, but you do not have to be part of the compost. The solution is to activate the sanctuary protocol. In the final days of Atlantis, those who followed the law of one did not fight the sons of Babel. They did not try to fix the great crystal. They withdrew. They gathered in sanctuaries, high energy points in the mountains and deserts, and they focused on preserving the frequency of human consciousness. They became the seed banks for the next world. We are being called to do the same. Step 1. Geographical de-escalation. If you can move away from the blast radius, move away from the dense tech corridors and the sinking coastlines. Move toward the stable ground of the interior. Look for the quiet zones, places where the noise of the machine is faint and the voice of the earth is loud. Step 2. Digital decoupling. If you cannot move physically, you must move energetically. You must unplug from the digital hive mind. Limit your exposure to the blue light of the modern crystals. Create a sanctuary in your home where no technology is allowed. You must prove to your soul that you are not a slave to the machine. Step 3. The Law of One. This is the ultimate shield. The sons of Babel fell because they believed in separation. The antidote is unity. Treat every person you meet as another aspect of yourself. Refuse to engage in the polarized hatred of politics and culture wars. That polarization is the trap. Neutrality is the key. Love is the armor. The story of Atlantis is a tragedy only if we repeat it. If we learn from it, it becomes a graduation. We are the only ones who can rewrite the ending. We have returned specifically now to face the same test. The test of technology versus spirit. The test of power versus love. The test of control versus freedom. The kill zones are marked. The radar is active. The warning has been delivered. You are not a victim of this history. You are the one who volunteered to come back and fix it. You are the breaker of chains. You are the timeline corrector. The investigation is over. The choice is yours. Will you stand in the echo of the fall, or will you walk toward the new horizon? It is time to signal your status to the universe. In the comments below, I want you to declare that you are breaking the cycle. Begin your comment with the code that confirms you have received the file. Cycle broken. Then tell us one way you are unplugging from the Atlantean echo today. Are you turning off the news, leaving a toxic city, or simply choosing love over fear? Example: cycle broken. I am unplugging from the digital hive mind for 1 hour every day, or cycle broken. I am moving my family to the mountains. Let us rewrite the history of the future together. The no-flee zones are simply the areas where the old world is composting.